She's running. Where's she running to? Why does she feel like she's got to run? She must have been guilty of something. What's with the music? Hey guys, meme of the day. Oh, look at this triggeredness. May 1st is economic disruption day of no school, no work, no groceries. So basically just like every other day for liberals. Okay, yeah, well.
Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. And of course, here's the meme of the day brought to you by 5mind.com. Oh, how the tables have turned, and have these Democrats now really shown their true colors. And what color may that be, you may ask? Well,
all of them at once. For no apparent reason.
If hypocrisy had a color, these people would be oversaturated in it. Holy friggin' moly, I've never seen anything like it. Years of legal challenges and attempted subpoenas against President Trump, spending $35 million to turn over every single little rock, then it all culminating in them sending over documents to his house, only to then months later set him up and raid his home Mar-a-Lago to get those documents back. Ooh,
That pissed me off. What a waste of taxpayer money.
Scandal of a century. The president is in possession of the documents we gave him. I mean, they did absolutely everything to this man.
Exactly. I feel like they wasted so much tax money on trying to get him for something, and it was just all a waste of tax money.
And they did it all with the justification, all under the preface of, no one is above the law. Boy, how many times have they said that one?
No one.
But they think they are.
The law.
No one
you think
is
you
above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one
Oh,
is
shut
above
up.
the law. No one is above the law.
No one is
You know what the law used to say? Never mind. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone.
Time and time again. But as we know it, these Democrats, they have no standards, no only double standards. When it comes to transparency and potential
I think they got like triple and quadruple standards.
All of a sudden it becomes rules for thee and not for me. No one is above the law when President Trump has to reveal his taxes and everything else. But when it comes to Ilhan Omar, yes.
Yeah, suck it. That's their mentality. Oh, well, you're racist for asking for her tax. I guarantee you that's what's going to come out. Racist for asking for tax information.
Suddenly, basic transparency to the taxpayer, by the way. Now that becomes optional. Apparently, Ilhan thinks she answers to no one. Let me show you her latest disgraceful play. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. So I gotta tell ya, Ilhan Omar certainly doesn't have any answers. She keeps attempting to reassure us that, oh, there's nothing to see here. She had no involvement in any of this stuff. It's all perfectly explainable. In fact, it's so explainable that she's gonna amend her latest disclosure to somehow disappear $6 to $30 million. I believe
that didn't exist, apparently.
Here was her genius explanation.
They're not net worths. They're like the asset things for the company.
The asset things. Oh my gosh. No, she didn't. The asset things. So she can't even use a word besides things to describe what this money is from or for.
And that's not, you know what I mean? It's not a full picture of.
Paint the picture. Paint it for us. We can imagine it. Paint the picture. Where'd the money go? Where did it come from? Where did it come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, a bunch of incoherent, economically illiterate frickin' gobbledygook. Oh, you know, it's like.
Yeah, she frickin' serving us a word salad with no dressing.
Like assets and such. Oh, well, that explains it all. Well, she seems to think that it suffices, but let's just say nobody's frickin' buying it, and now she's been requested, met with a deadline. That's not legally enforceable, unfortunately, but the deadline just passed in terms of disclosure of documents relating to the feeding the children scam, and Ilhan Omar is yet again a no-show.
Deadline is today for Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar to turn over documents and communication.
She's going to do like Hillary Clinton and delete all the emails. I don't want to kill myself. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I did defendants in that massive feeding.
I got to edit that out.
Our Futures scandal. The Minnesota House Committee on Fraud Prevention and State Agency Oversight is holding its last meeting of the legislative session today. However, the committee does not have enough votes to subpoena the Congresswoman, so the committee doesn't have a legal mechanism to compel Omar to cooperate. The chair of the committee has sent Omar multiple invitations and requests for documents. Omar does not respond. Omar now sponsored the 2020 Meals Act, which removed the guardrails on COVID relief money and
Why does she look dehydrated? Look how dry these lips look. She look like... Never mind. I'm not going to tell you what it would look like if she put them together.
helped the fraud run up to $250 million. Despite
That's what
that,
it
the
looked
chair
like,
of the Fraud Prevention
but
Committee does not anticipate the
I
Minnesota
guess different
Congressman
angle looks
will
better
respond by
that
the
way.
deadline.
She doesn't give a
That's just crazy. Crazy talk. Look at this. Let me go back.
Committee does not anticipate
This is
the
this
Minnesota
is
Congressman
the wrinkles
will
I'm
respond
talking
by the
about. Look at that. Could you imagine bringing those lips together?
deadline.
She doesn't give a
Ugh.
crap. No one is above the law
Ugh.
to the president, but when it comes to her being potentially connected to a massive multi-$100 million fraud scheme in the same time period as her and her husband's net worth ballooned beyond numbers you couldn't even imagine.
Okay, word of the day. Fraud. Can you spell it out with me? F-R-A-U-D.
Yeah, suddenly that warrants hiding. What an absolutely hypocritical farce. These people are a joke. They think they have the audacity to lecture everybody else from their ivory tower of moral, scientific, and legal
That's what happens when a narcissist gets into office.
authority. Every week, every month, every year, and especially every election cycle, it's more of the same crap how these Democrats are so much more moral and righteous than, oh, those evil Republicans. And part of
You know, they're all bad.
that came during the Trump years that Donald Trump refused to be transparent with the people, despite the material fact being that he
Not transparent. One minute he's transparent, the next minute he's not. They can't make up their mind. He's too transparent because there's just some things that a president shouldn't say. And then next thing he's not transparent enough.
he's the most transparent president of our lifetime, and after all that
What'd he say?
material
Did he say what I
fact being
think?
that he's the most transparent president of our lifetime, and after
Exactly. The most transparent. He tells you what he's going to do before he does it. Long before he even needs to. I mean, I think some things he hasn't told us he was going to do it, but in a way he kind of told us he was going to do it.
all that lecturing, this is the response. It's the constant response. Everything with these Democrats is either a scheme, a lie, something being hidden or omitted, never complying, never offering any good
Omitted like 30,000 emails omitted.
faith or transparency, but rather always taking it to the legal extremes to avoiding ever having to disclose anything that may shed light on potential improprieties happening in Washington. I mean, the audacity of these people, even recently, attempting to criticize Donald Trump on his releasing of the Epstein files. Yeah, this...
I mean, they could have released them unredacted. They could have released them a lot sooner. They could have released all of them. I will say that.
coming from the people who covered up the Epstein files and worked with him all the way until he died
They're probably the reason why they got released the way they are.
in prison. I mean, publicly taking marching orders from Jeffrey Epstein. That was revealed a couple months ago. Should have been a career-ending scandal for Stacey Plaskett. But no, instead here we are getting lectured to by these people about Trump not releasing the Epstein files. Meanwhile,
Well, I mean,
he signed the measure. His administration released them to the public. Maybe not in absolute totality, but there's processes to get there. All this to say, basically, they can't lecture anyone on anything. And again, frankly, it shows just how totally un-American Ilhan Omar is, or rather, 11Han Omar these days, I guess is what she goes by. Just her utter contempt for the taxpayer. Everything is some disgraceful narrative with this woman, some theatrical play, just an utter disregard for the basic standards that American voters expect from their elected representatives. Transparency is
mind you, she wants things to be like it is over in other countries, but she's more than willing to take our money and then tell us what to do with it. Like, or not with it, but Like, I don't know. This well, Liberal Hive Mind is the channel here, and it's a great phrase to use about these people because I guarantee you she would love to have Sharia law over here, but let her mess up over in one of them other countries for doing just the wrong thing one time.
It's supposed to be part of the whole thing, but in this case you give nothing, and all of it based on what? That you're a victim? Because of the color of your skin? Because of the hijab that...
I knew it. I knew they were going to bring up race. I'm so tired of the race talk. I'm so tired of it. Like, why can't we just all get along regardless of what color we are? Why do we got to bring race into everything? Not saying he's bringing it in, but she obviously does.
that you wear? Give me a frickin' break. Oh yes, all of this is just evil racism against 11Han Omar.
It's more again, it's not even racism. It's like discrimination against the religion itself. It's not even because you're a certain color, if I'm being honest. Like, man, I don't like the religion, but I don't care about your skin color.
Who
Character,
actually believes that?
not
She's
color.
got an unexplainable net worth, and that alone, of course, requires a basic
Right.
explanation. And this should be very simple, by the way, if you're generating so much money. If you're such a revenue machine, you gotta be able to explain the revenues. Well, she's got no explanation, and we've
Asset thingies.
followed the map. It leads to frickin' nowhere at every path. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. But beyond that, she's also named in the file
For Congresswoman Ilhan Omar to turn over documents to Minnesota's House Fraud Prevention Committee.
That's funny. I think I just did a I think I just did a video about the fraud stuff going on. Was that with Tim Walz where he's trying to take credit? Or was that another state? That might be another
State is
state.
seeking
I don't know.
communications tied to defendants in the $250 million Feeding Our Future fraud scheme. The nonprofit
Wow.
falsely claimed to serve millions of meals to children while pocketing federal funds. Omar's
Oh, I bet she did. I bet she pocketed the shit out of it.
name appeared 6 times in court documents from the case as she reportedly communicated with the founder of Feeding Our Future. Omar's office has not responded to Fox News' multiple requests for comment.
we've got a
And she's not going to.
connection
going
here
to.
to a massive fraud ring, a very close friendly connection to this particular representative, at the same time as she's making all of this money on
How does she get to be a representative of us when she doesn't even stand for anything that us believes in? And before you come at me, we just got done having this talk about race. We got more people of us than her. I mean, man, ugh. It's not a color thing. We got all people, all color that believe the way I do that are being affected by her kind of people and her kind of people's decisions and her kind of people's frauds. And
unexplainably, we got literal videos of her on the premise filming social media content for the Feeding the Future's fundraiser that turned out to be a complete fraud. And so people
these people that were supposed to be being fed are not being fed.
want to do basic due diligence, but that is somehow racist. You're a racist.
Okay, what about these people that are supposed to be being fed, feed the whatever, of all different colors that aren't getting their food because you pocketed the money? Now who's racist?
You just hate 11Han Omar for totally superficial reasons, and that's what's drawn you to this conclusion. Give me a frickin' break of that Kit Kat bar. Seriously, doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And frankly,
It's like you got caught with your hand in a cookie jar and you're not supposed to do that. Why is the response, you're racist? That's like catching a kid with their hand in a cookie jar and their first response is, you don't like me. You hate me. No, you're just not supposed to have your hand in the cookie jar. Get your hand out. Go to bed. In this situation, they get their hand cut in the cookie jar, and their first response is, "Oh, you're racist." They're like a toddler, man. Like, why do we got people like this in office acting like this? This is crazy. How did they get into office? That's what I want to know.
Borrow from the Supreme Court decision. Yeah, any insinuation of that is baseless and insulting. It has no.
I bet they got into office by using the same voting machines as the ones that got used whenever Biden got elected.
Nothing to do with anything superficial and everything to do with the pretty glaring issue of, accounting trails leading to nowhere. Holy.
Accountability about accounting trails. That's what we need right now. Accountability for the accounting trails.
A friggin' moly. And to watch this 11-hand Omar girl just become more emboldened, more aggressive. I mean, the way she responds at the Capitol to Lindell TV grillings.
Oh, you're one of those people. Absolutely, you're stupid for asking me anything. You can't continue embarrassing yourself like this. Do I'll actually look at and read things, or do you just ask silly questions? Do I look concerned?
Phone number? There's no real location.
Why did you want to bite some way? I don't want to tell you, Jack.
What about Tim
Do
Wall?
you just ask stupid questions? Is this your thing? Okay. Have a good day.
That to me.
That smile and face, I don't even know what he's about to say, but that right there is I've been caught. I have nothing to say. I don't know what to tell you. I'm in deep shit, and I don't know how to get myself out of it. That is that face, that tone, that everything. That, okay, have a nice day. Yeah. You're
basically sums it all up. That's her response to the taxpayer inquiry. Unexplainable wealth. Well, if you got any questions, you're a racist, and F you. Yeah, that's the most un-American thing that I could possibly think of. Well, paradoxically,
right.
It's also probably the most American thing that you could think of, as unfortunate as that is, but from an optimal standard, from a perspective of what America should be and the standards that it was founded on, yeah, that's an utter disgrace. If standards still existed, that would be deemed un-American, at least from my perspective. Ilhan Omar is supposed to be.
I agree with that 100%.
Representing the people, but it seems as though she's
the people. What did we say a minute ago? What was my conversation about? Us, we the people, more colors than just one color or two colors. Like, it's all of us people. We the people are we the people. I don't know any other way to say it. Black, brown, white, purple, Mexican, African, Canadian, American, all those descents, we all melting potted here, and we the people are all of that, all of it. So for you to claim racism,
much more interested in representing herself, protecting the skeletons in the closet.
The skeletons in the closet. The problem is not racism. The problem is accountability.
It's as though she's much more interested in representing herself, protecting the skeletons in the closet. It seems anything to shield her potentially ill-gotten rewards. Well, that's pretty much it. That wraps it up, and it's nothing different from what is already, I guess, just established fact at this point. Ilhan Omar remains the worst. Same update as the last time. Anyways, that's what I got. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, so I'm sure she's going to run off to her other country where, she probably got dual citizenship or some stuff. Speaking of that, I don't think any United States representative should be allowed to have dual citizenship whatsoever. I don't care what part of the government you work in. If you're a representative of the government, I don't think you should have dual citizenship. Unfortunately, fight me. I don't care.